Kelly Buchholtz is a nurse at Luther Middleford Hospital and leads the 13-member organ donation coordinators team.
Organ donation is something that it's an amazing gift that families make that decision for their loved one or are honoring their loved one's decision. It's something that very few people have the opportunity to give to others. It's a gift of life. It's a way for your loved one's legacy to live on in others. And the families that I deal with, they're dealing with a very tragic situation or very, not something they planned for or thought that they would be dealing, with their loved one who's on the brink of death or has been declared dead, but then giving that gift of life to others. This is a way for something good to come out of a terrible situation. So something just families have chosen to give that gift of life and, honor their loved one through that. Each case is different, you still get nervous and your heart is racing and thinking, oh, am I going to say the right thing or how? But, just going through the basics of talking about their loved one and what kind of person they are and, is this something that they would want to do? And, also talking about the over 100,000 Americans that are waiting on the waiting list for a donated organ. It's amazing now versus when I first started doing this, the families that are actually approaching us before we even bring up that question to them. They know that their loved one isn't going to survive from their injury, and they want to talk about that option before we even get to that point. I can remember one family that when their loved one was wheeled to the operating room for the recovery, they stood up and cheered for him, and every time I think of that one, I get goosebumps.
A family friend of Buchholtz who received a heart transplant helped change attitudes toward organ donation, even within her own family.
It was interesting and fun to watch the way my father-in-law changed his perspective on organ donation from, oh, I would never do that, to watching her and seeing how her life has changed through the gift of donation to, yeah, absolutely, I would do that, and I would do that for any family member that was in that situation.
Even though Buchholtz is receiving the award, she is quick to point out that she's only representing the entire team she works with.
It's not just me, it's the team. So on behalf of the team, I'm extremely honored.